The NBA draft lottery has come and gone, and the Chicago Bulls land the number 4 pick overall. We'll get into it right after this. What is going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Whole Lotta Bull. I'm Troy. Follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Troy, but more importantly, follow the show at Whole Lotta Bull. In case you can't tell, I'm excited. The Bulls got some lottery luck after what ended up being a season essentially from hell. The Bulls jump up in the lottery from the number 9 spot, and we get the number 4 pick overall. We got the lottery. We got that top 4 pick. Let's fucking go, Bulls Nation. And what a great day for the Chicago Bulls, for the fan base. Like, we absolutely deserve this after 6 years of absolute hell through the AK era. We can say goodbye to that. We've got a fresh start. We've got Bryson Graham as our VP of basketball operations. Obviously, he's still got the general manager and head coach hires to make. But we get this started with potentially a game-changing, a franchise-altering talent by landing the number 4 pick overall in this year's NBA draft. And this is an NBA draft that is very deep. Now, don't forget, we've still got the number 15 pick as well. But the top 4 guys, the consensus top 4 guys in this NBA draft: AJ DeBanter, Darren Peterson, Caleb Wilson, Cameron Boozer. These are all guys that whoever is left of the 4 can change the future of this Chicago Bulls organization. I'm excited, man. Like, I'm so for those who don't know, I had to wake up at, well, I didn't have to. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. The NBA draft lottery coverage started at 4:30 a.m. here at Adelaide time. And so obviously this was a lottery that I didn't want to miss. Now normally the draft lottery is like, it's sometime mid-morning Australia time, but for some reason it was much earlier this time. But hey, it was absolutely well worth getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch this NBA draft lottery pan out. Obviously, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, the Bulls can only draft either 1 through 4 or 9 through 13. You couldn't land number 4, this number 14 pick. You couldn't draft 5 through 8. And then watching the picks get unveiled, especially once they start at number 13, and you see Oklahoma City come out, you see we get to number 10, Milwaukee's there, and Chicago has not dropped down in the draft lottery. And like, you get to unveiling the number 9 pick, and I'm sitting there, fingers and toes crossed. I said this on Bulls Without Borders this morning, jumping on with Phil and Neil. Fingers and toes were crossed. Everything that can be crossed was crossed. Watching as we're getting ready for that number 9 pick to be unveiled, and I had myself mentally prepared that the Chicago Bulls were going to be picking at the number 9 spot. And then when Mark Tatum unveils that the number 9 pick was going to the Dallas Mavericks, automatically that meant the Chicago Bulls had jumped into the top 4. And at near o'clock, 5 a.m. my time, I'm basically screaming at the top of my lungs that we got into the top 4. We have a top 4 pick. I swear I probably woke up my neighbors. So obviously not that they're watching or listening, nothing like that, but my apologies to my neighbors for waking me up if I did. This was absolutely very, very exciting moment for the Chicago Bulls. And now it's who do we pick now? Obviously the consensus of those top 4, ultimately you got it. For the most part, you would dare say that the Bulls are going to pick, well, who's left of that top 4. whether that be Darren Peterson, whether that be Caleb Wilson, whether that be Cameron Boozer. I do not see AJ DeBanter falling whatsoever. I think he's going to be the number 2 pick at worst. At absolute worst. I think the Washington Wizards, he will go to the Washington Wizards at the number 1 pick. That's what I think. Obviously we have the Utah Jazz picking at number 2. Now, Carlos Boozer, Cameron Boozer's father, he is an employee of the Utah Jazz. So does that play a part in what the Utah Jazz do in their draft decisions? Does that mean they go after Cameron Boozer, or does Carlos Boozer go, look, no, don't pick my son because he's my son, and maybe let's go in another direction? The Memphis Grizzlies, they also jumped in the draft lottery. They went up to number 3. They originally penned in for number 6, so they move up as well. I mean, they are going through a franchise altering a few moves as well, like Jaren Jackson Jr., who they coincidentally traded to the Utah Jazz. He's no longer on that roster, obviously. You know, the future of Ja Morant is up in question. So what do the Memphis Grizzlies do at number 3? I mean, I can't lie. I've got to be honest. On the assumption that AJ DeBanter is gone at number 1, you can almost see Utah Jazz either taking Cameron Boozer or Darren Peterson. I sincerely hope that North Carolina's Caleb Wilson falls to the Chicago Bulls at the number 4 pick. That is my player of preference at the number 4 pick. If, you know, obviously my favorite overall player in this draft was AJ DeBanter, but he's not going to fall to the Chicago Bulls at number 4 unless something radical happens throughout the NBA draft combine and pre-draft workouts with individual teams. I do not see AJ DeBanter falling to the Chicago Bulls at number 4 whatsoever. He's well and truly going to be off the board. But yeah, man, this is very, very exciting for the Chicago Bulls. Now, I'm not going to get into any draft prospects. I'm actually going to wrap this video up pretty quickly. Over the next few days, I'm going to do a bit more, hopefully a bit more in-depth look at all these top 4 picks. You know, to see who I still believe, you know, even after doing more research into well, at least 3 of the players, Peterson, Wilson, and Boozer, who do I think will hope that falls to the Chicago Bulls at number 4? As it stands right now, Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina. But hey, anyone who falls to any one of these consensus top 4 picks that falls to the Chicago Bulls, I am not going to be mad whatsoever. Even if I have said, like Carlos Boozer, that he is my least favorite of the top 4, you still cannot go wrong by getting Cameron Boozer at the number 4 pick in this draft. The kid will be a star of the NBA. But no, very exciting, you know. And to me, this just goes to show, like, now there's a lot of people on Twitter that tried to come at me this morning after the lottery is done. It's like, well, had the Chicago Bulls just tanked the whole season, they would have got a higher pick. That's not how it works. It's called a lottery for a reason. And ultimately, the Bulls ended up with the 9th best odds. Can you almost say that the Chicago Bulls, like, even though technically the Washington Wizards won the lottery because they got the number 1 overall pick, are the Chicago Bulls the winners of this draft lottery because we did jump from number 9 to number 4? So, yeah, it's just a hell of excitement right now for the Chicago Bulls. I can't wait for this draft. But, you know, the NBA draft combine did start today, but, you know, obviously we're going to start looking at a lot more of it over the next week or so, however long the combine does last. Keep an eye on my mate Patty on Twitter as well. He's going to be doing a lot of in-depth draft analysis, especially as the combine goes. So check him out on Twitter if you haven't already. And yeah, man, I cannot wait. 43 days until day 1, round 1 of the NBA draft. I can't wait. Let's go. Chicago Bulls basketball is on the way back. Believe it, Bull, leave it. The Bulls are on the way back, Bulls Nation. See Red. Go Bulls. Don't forget, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Troy. Follow the show at Whole Lotta Bull. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already on your way out. See Red Bulls Nation. We got number 4.